What up, peeps? Tony Baker here, back for another movie review. This time I'm reviewing Sorry to Bother You, starring Lakeith Stanfield and Tessa Thompson. You may know Lakeith from he was in Get Out. He's on a regular on the show Atlanta. He's a good actor, man. I like seeing him and stuff. And Tessa Thompson from Thor Ragnarok, Creed, all sorts of good stuff. What's the name of the movie? Dear White People. I think that's the first time I noticed her. Maybe I noticed her. She was also in the movie Annihilation, which Annihilation. Anyway, Sorry to Bother You is about a guy. He gets a job as a telemarketer. He's just trying to sell stuff to people. He finds out from his coworker Danny Glover. Shout out to Danny Glover. Like, yo, man, you got to put your white voice on, to get through to the people on the other end of the call. Like, if you sound too black, they're like, you got to sound white. And not white in the sense of just being white. White in the sense of just, being at ease. Like, you don't really need this job. You know what I'm saying? You got a good car. There's nothing at stake for you on the other end of the phone. You know what I mean? Even though that might not be the case for anybody, white or not. You just got to have that sound in your voice. And so the movie takes advantage of it's fantasy, okay? Because their voice actually changes. It sounds like Patton Oswalt is the voice. David Cross is also one of the voices in here who you may remember from Arrested Development, which is one of my favorite comedies, man. Especially, I haven't really taken to it on Netflix, but when it was on Fox, incredible, man. There's always money in the banana stand. So it actually physically changes, and it's like, this movie puts me in the mindset of something like Being John Malkovich or something like that. Just like a crazy, like, let's just take it on the fantasy level, rooted in reality, but it's just like it's a fantasy. Coming from that standpoint, you go in there with an open mind. It's like, all right. So, and then you see him go through the ranks of the company because he's so good at telemarketing. So then they got deeper messages underneath, like how much are you worth? Are you selling out? This, that, and the third. Because this was written and directed by Boots Riley, who's been a member of it's like a funk hip hop soul collective called The Coup, which has been around since the 90s. I remember seeing their videos like in 94, 95, like, and I remember liking it. It was cool, it was different. That Afro pick type stuff. I didn't even know he wrote and directed this movie when I first saw the trailer. I was like, oh, yo, that's dope. Critics love it, and I can see why. Like, and for me, I was like, all right, this is cool, this is weird, this is something different. The performances were good. It was weird. I was just like, all right, what's going on? And it was really making me think about like the writing and like, what makes writers make the choices they make? Like what made them write in this scene? How does it connect? And I can really see like, the arty type critics really digging it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like anything different, anything, left field, they're like, yes, bring it on. We need more of this. But at the same time, I feel like I'm the person that's in between. Like I like meat and potato, crowd pleaser type stuff, and I like the arty stuff. If you go far in either direction, you might lose me. I'm just like, all right, you went too far, because I don't agree with the critics a lot of the time. They'll be like, oh, it's the best movie of all time. And I go see it and be like, really? I mean, it was just like, remember that movie, The English Patient, back in the day? Critics loved it. I watched and I was like, turn this off. It was so boring. Shakespeare in Love. I remember that got Best Picture over Saving Private Ryan. I was like, no. All right? Don't just like stuff because it's different. Critics think they better than us out here, and I'm sick of them. But that's neither here nor there, man. Find out. They wanted Donald Glover to originally be the lead in this film, but he had to do solo instead. And so he recommended Lakeith from Atlanta, who he works with on Atlanta, and he brought in Lakeith. And I think Lakeith did a great job. Lakeith, he's a good actor. He has a lot of range. I enjoy his work, and he did good in this. Tessa Thompson killed it. She was a very interesting character. A lot of interesting characters on the side. Armie Hammer is in this joint. You may remember him from The Social Network and The Lone Ranger. Remember that movie? The Lone Ranger with him and Johnny Depp. Huge, expensive movie that nobody watched. Remember that? What are some of the takeaways from this movie? It's a movie that is gonna have a message underneath with some weird stuff going on. If you can get through that, then you'd be like, okay, there's something to think about later on. Like, people like movies where you could talk about it later on and everybody can have their own analysis. I think that's the key to why critics like it, to where they can have a discussion about it and be like, yeah, well, actually, I think this represented so-and-so. You gotta think of a movie like, if a professor was teaching a class, could he have a whole class based on the subject material? Like, and what do you think he meant when he said this? And then, audiences, that's why critics like it. I figured it out now. You know what I'm saying? If you got a regular by the numbers movie, you can't really teach a class on that. If it's like basic. So why did he shoot the guy? Because he was the villain. Very good, class. Very good. Don't forget to write a 30-page paper on why he was the villain, okay? You know what I'm saying? And why do teachers always get caught off guard in movies when the bell rings? You ever notice that? When they're teaching the class, they be like, and then he can't, oh, there's the bell. All right, don't forget, turn in your biopsies tomorrow. I just threw biopsies in there because it sounded like something important. I know it had nothing to do with the class I was talking about, but it felt right in the moment. But they always do that. But in real life, teachers know when that bell is about to ring. They see the clock, they're like, oh, thank God. All right, kids. Then they start wrapping it up, then the bell rings. But they always get caught off guard in TV and movies. Watch, you'll notice. All right, another takeaway is, actually, I kind of want to do this as a spoiler review because there's definitely some things I want to address that are essential, but I can't mention them at all because it'll give everything away. So I might have to do a spoiler review on this one, man. Be on the lookout for that. But forget all that. Y'all want to know the smooth jazz review of Sorry to Bother You. Well, here it is. Oh, yeah. I'm giving Sorry to Bother You 3.5 saxophones out of 5. Sorry to bother you with my chair squeak. All right, peeps, that's my review of Sorry to Bother You. Let me know what you thought of the movie in the comment section below. Other movies in this vein are like I said earlier, Being John Malkovich, and probably Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. I know a lot of people love that movie. I thought it was cool. I gotta watch it again. I tried to watch it twice. Don't shoot me, guys. Don't shoot me, man. Anyway, let me know what you thought of those movies in the comment sections below as well.
All right, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And as usual, we are currently present.